nature fascinates me. You know, in the way that life struggles and persists and is messy and complicated and poetic and beautiful and horrible and all of that stuff at the same time. It's a constant source of inspiration. Growing up, I grew up in a rural area in central Ohio. It was literally like cornfields and forests, and the nearest kid was probably like at least 3 miles away. But it just allowed me all this opportunity to like be out in the forest and be in the streams, and I got so engaged and inspired early on. I was always out there looking for salamanders and watching birds, and there were like great horned owls that nested. So I kind of knew these animals. They were like my friends and community members. And one morning I woke up to the sound of the trees being cut and the forest being logged. I just walked out there and it just looked like a battlefield. To see all that gone and displaced, and to see these trees that I was so familiar with just like away, like I think it had a really profound impact on like my idea of life and death, and you know, gave me a sense of probably mortality, but also a sense of fragility of nature and the way that humans could really come in and alter that very rapidly. A lot of my work deals with loss. One of the primary goals with all the work is to somehow connect people with a side of nature that they're not aware of, you know, that they're not seeing in their everyday lives. You know, on one hand, it's self-expression, but it's self-expression that tries to tell a narrative or tell a story, or at least like try to somehow connect people to the changes that they're having on the environment. Reflecting on mortality and the inevitable death of ourselves and other organisms is particularly important at this moment in history where we're living in this mass extinction event. So somehow I think we have to, hopefully through art and science and community engagement and conversation and dialogue, not even from art and science, but just as human beings living in a place and citizens of our town, of our village, of our world, like start to have dialogues and realize like what is really worth protecting and conserving. Human dignity, along with the dignity of ecosystems and other organisms, and sustainability, like realizing that we need to have these complicated questions about where we want to see our future. And I think the more that we collaborate, the more we talk about ideas, the more that collectively we're going to make a big positive difference.